What's up, guys? It's your girl Brittany. I'm back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that. And this episode wasn't really talking about too much, but yeah, still, let's get into it. We start with John waking everyone up, and then we go see Camo and Twin. And no lie, it seemed like Camo is really feeling, the twin. Honestly, y'all, I really do not know them apart. And when they have the names at the bottom, they only show it one time. And I feel like they're too identical for that. So I really don't know them apart. So whichever one's with Camo, he seems like he's really interested in her. She seemed like she's really interested in him. He kept talking about, how he was happy that, he didn't smash. But it's like, even though if she would have let him, he would have done it. But it's like, I get what he's trying to say, He's happy that he was able to, kind of get to know her and not just too much focus on it being physical. Which means, who was the other girl he had? Chloe. Yeah, because they did have sex like hella fast. So it's like they weren't really too much focused on the physical. And then after John had hit Chloe, it was just like he was just too focused on trying to get Chloe back just for a pride thing. So it's like, yeah, maybe this is the first time that it's been like an emotional connection and not too much physical. Back at the house, Sheila and Athena apologize to each other because Sheila feels, the tension in the air in the room within the glam room and the girls. And Athena and Sheila, they both just, put it water under the bridge, like they were drunk, things were happening, they shouldn't have butt into each other's business and blah, blah, blah. And it was good that they both had took accountability and they apologized because it's just like, yeah, they both were wrong. But at the same time, Sheila still was ducking smoke. So it's just like, girl, were you apologizing because you were scared and you ain't want her to be like, yeah, you owe me a one? So Camo and Twin come back and they talk about their experience. They basically tell everyone what happened. He talks about how, they didn't have sex, but he ate it a little bit, it was good. And she goes and tells the girls the same thing, that, he lived up to his name and woo woo woo. And it's just like, okay, good for them. Like, it seemed like everybody's happy for them. So, and it seems like they actually really like each other. So it's just like, hey, if they happy, I'm happy for them. When the guys talk, Trap talks about how he's kind of turned off by Sheila right now.
Bro, honestly, all that fighting shit turned me off, bro. Like, it was cool, but when she started doing all that shit, it just turned me off, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
You just not fucking with that kind of energy?
I don't like pretty girls that be fighting, bro. Like, I like my pretty women to be pretty women.
And it's just like, look, the reason why Sheila is low-key in this situation is because she was fighting with Bree and Athena over you. So the fact that he was turned off by that, it's just like, low-key, you are the reasoning for this. But now it's just like, look at what y'all get by y'all sitting here fighting over this guy and he not even effing with all this. And it's just like, oh dang, I feel bad for Sheila because she was sitting here telling Twin, oh, I never got to be with him, I want to be with him, and woo woo woo, making a big deal about the whole phone thing, you're not sticking up for me and woo woo woo. So it seemed like Trap's turned off by Sheila, and I low-key feel bad for her because she did want to mess with Trap. Then they asked Thantos, how does he feel about the twin that he's with? And he said that, they vibing, they like her, they kiss good, and that he's kind of done with Sheila too because of the whole fighting thing. And I was just like, dang, so I guess everybody done with Sheila. Key and Vanilla talk, and Vanilla tells Key that, he only has eyes for her, he only wants to be with her. But Key sit here saying that she's still low-key feeling Trap.
I'm quick to learn that Trap is a hot commodity within the girls group. I'm so tired of hearing about Trap, like, I'm just ready to focus up on me and Key at this point.
It's just like, girl, she just need to let it go. Because no shade, Trap does not want to be with her. Even when she kissed him, he really didn't take it serious. So I'm with Vanilla. Like, look, if you want to be in the Trap triangle or whatever that is, then you go ahead. But she has this guy that sit here saying that he like her. He could actually see being with her on the outside world. And then she bring up another dude. Girl, you and Trap never even got it this far in conversation and I don't even understand why she can just sit here and say she's physically attracted to him. She thinks she's cool, but she thinks that he's cool, but I don't understand why she, wants to pursue him and that she likes him so much and he hasn't shown any type of interest in her at all. So it's just like, she just need to let it go. Like, let it go. So Mikael, Desi, Twins, Trap, Camo, and Nisa talk. And apparently, you know, Mikael and Desi, they squashed their issue off camera. They said that it was, you know, a miscommunication thing. So I'm happy that they squashed that. But it seemed like not only are the guys, but the girls are also turned off by what happened the other day, because they just feel like it was too much. You know, people are losing the plot, and why are we fighting? And I low-key agree. Even though they were like fighting over this whole Trap thing, it was kind of like, why is he fighting when everybody got their own little match going on? Like, it's confusion. So then when they get on the topic of Sheila, they ask Twin, like, oh, you know, you were in a triangle with them. What's going on with that? And she basically tells them, you know, in front of Trap, like, yeah, he's with Sheila. It seemed like he was feeling Sheila, so I went with somebody else, so she's feeling Thantos. But now Trap talking about he's kind of liking her more after, you know, seeing how she carries herself. And I'm just like, dude, like, you gonna have to pick somebody, because at this point, he just playing hot potato with the whole house. He done had everybody at this point. And another thing is, I be crying about how Desi and Trap be teasing each other when they wanted each other at a certain point. Like, I don't know if they be flirting with each other or they be serious, but she be talking about he needs some muscle and he be talking about she needs some ass, but it's like, y'all would have smashed each other. So it's just like, Next we see John, Bree, Athena, Brian, Thantos, and Sheila. And Bree and Athena, you know, they talk everything out. They basically say it's all cool. You know, they were drunk. They all hug it out and woo, woo, woo. But Sheila basically tells Thantos that she want her man back and that she's trying to get her man back because Trap not really giving her what she need. But 20 minutes ago, Thantos talking about, you know, he not really feeling her because of everything that happened. Now he talking about, oh my gosh, girl, I miss you too.
She's just not really reciprocating energy. Plus, you know, once she gets on some alcohol, she start acting a fool. I can't really dig that, to be honest.
I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah. Jeanette came towards me towards the end of the night. Good vibe, you know, just kind of getting to know her. You know, there was attraction there, not as much attraction I have towards you. I'm very happy you said that. You know what I'm saying? I did miss you as well.
Shit, let's see a kiss or something. Shit.
Girl, okay.
And it's just like, Thantos gonna have to get it together. He gonna have to pick somebody, because 20 minutes ago, you talking about, you know, you were turned off by her. Now you talking about you miss her. You were just saying that you had a connection with Twin, and I get you don't really know her like that, but now you still want to go back to your connection with Sheila, and it's just like, he just seemed real confused, and he going with whoever he talked to at the moment, because I'm pretty sure he's not telling Twin to her face that, yeah, you know, I'm low-key back with Sheila. So it's just like, Thantos, I don't know. He not standing on business. He not being honest. So then we get to eliminations, and this eliminations was weird. First we start with, like, you know, Key passed out the episode before with the whole phone challenge thing, so Ray J takes it upon himself to be like, oh, okay, since we weren't able to go through your phone, how about I could go through your phone and see it? But it's like, Kiera's phone wasn't talking about anything. We kind of knew Kiera's phone wasn't talking about anything, so it's just like, I didn't even see the point. Like I said, I feel like Ray J did this whole phone thing to be a perv, because then it's just like, oh yeah, you don't have anything in your phone, Brian doesn't, maybe you should be with Brian. And it's just like, no, she shouldn't. She's with the person that she wants. Brian not even with the person he wants. Okay, so it's just like, Ray J, like I keep saying every episode, he's weird. Then they talk about all the drama in the house, but it's like, by the time Ray J asks, you know, Sheila, Athena, and Bree about all their stuff, you know, they say they squashed it, you know, it's nothing really to gossip or talk about. So then he tries to pivot to Mikael and Desi gets kind of annoyed, but she just said, you know, it was a miscommunication thing. And as she's saying that, you know, Twin says that, you know, Desi is like delusional. She has Mikael on a leash and woo woo woo. And it's just like, but I feel like Mikael does the same thing. But I really don't feel like they're delusional. Like, she likes Mikael. Mikael likes her. He shows her that he likes her, and she shows him that she likes him. So it's not like she's being delusional over Mikael and she's just picking stuff out of nowhere. Like, nah, I feel like Desi was right. Like, I'm sitting here talking to him and other people butt into our business. She didn't, I don't think she was coming at Twin like, you know, she was wrong. She said that Camel was wrong for what he said, but she knew that old girl was defending her. So for her to come out of nowhere and say she was delusional and has Mikael on a leash, I low-key felt like that was kind of weird, because I was just like, it kind of doesn't give that unless you're saying that about both of them, but since you're not, it's just like, yeah, girl, you haven't been here enough to make that judgment. Like, shut up. So then Brian also asked Nisa how is she feeling, and Nisa says she just feels like this whole Athena coming out of nowhere saying she want Brian thing was weird, and she knows she doesn't want Brian. Brian knows she doesn't want her, because Brian said he only wants Nisa. So it's just like, yeah, I really do feel like Athena saying that. She was probably trying to check Nisa's energy, but at the same time, she knows she didn't want him, so it was kind of like irrelevant, because what were you trying to do? Just tease me? Like, grow up. So then out of nowhere, Ray J just puts out some type of accusation saying, oh, John said that Bree's cat stink.
You have been talking shit. You have been expressing your feelings. And what I've been hearing is that not only does Chloe's, like, breath smell like shit, but now you saying Bree stinks? Is that what I'm getting? That's what I was hitting.
Damn. This is what everybody's been fucking talking about. This is the shit I'm about to expect her. All right, so what's next?
A conversation arose about her vagina smelling. Somebody said, John, last night, did you smell what I smelled that I know wasn't
said
Sheila? Let's play the clip and see.
Who said that?
Don't do that.
And Bree is kind of like, what? Like, what are y'all talking about? And then the thing is, I feel like if they really felt like her cat stink, they could have just said it to her. Don't bring it up in front of everyone at eliminations and be like, yeah, you know, I just heard that, you know, they said your cat stink. And the fact that, and one thing I can say, we find out that John's not even the one that said it. Thantos is.
After last night.
Yeah, that stink ass pussy.
I mean, and everything you just said.
And even after Thantos said it, no one really entertained it. Like, they didn't have a conversation about Bree's cat stinking. Thantos just brought it up. They disregarded it. So I really don't even think anybody cared that much, or it was a big thing for Ray J to just kind of come out of nowhere and try to bring it up and embarrass her. Like, it would have been different if all of them were having a conversation talking about, oh, how she stinks, she got bad hygiene. But it's like, nobody really cares. So it's just like, Ray J, he was just like, this episode been too boring. I need something. Then the crazy thing is, even though Ray J's the one that brought it up, now he's just like, that was so disgusting. That was so distasteful. So now I'm gonna have Bree and the rest of the Flames figure out who they want to go home. And it's like, why, Ray J, why are you acting so passionate about her being embarrassed at it, and you're the one that brought it up? She wouldn't even have known about it unless you said it in front of everyone. Thantos was never gonna come to her and say it. John clearly don't think she stink, because he still laid down with her. He's still talking to her. So it's like, Ray J tried to do this whole thing. I was just like, where is this going? Because he's the one that brought this up and nobody cared about it. So I was just like, this is weird. Then the Flames, who are Ice, Twins, and Bree, try to decide who they feel like should go home. And I already knew it was gonna be some BS when they were discussing and they couldn't come to a decision. And then when they tried to whisper and tell Ray J was just like, wow, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. I was just like, yeah, this about to be some bullshit. So the Flames, for the guys, they felt like Brian should go home, and one of the twins said because they feel like it was because Brian's here for the money. And it's just like, Brian was one of the only people who were in an actual couple. Brian and Nisa and Mikael and Desi are the only people that have been playing the game and found a couple, and not just here to just sleep around and start drama and whatnot. So it's just like, them getting rid of Brian was just kind of weird. And then on top of that, they talking about because he was just here for the money. Y'all don't even know him. Like, they haven't even been here enough to converse with him to figure out what he wants, who he wants, and all that. So it's like, sending Brian home, just say y'all sent Brian home because y'all felt like he wasn't doing enough. Like, because I'm confused. Because then, in the confessional 20 seconds before, it was just like, oh, John's so disrespectful, John is this, John is that. So it's like, why sit, like, I would rather get rid of the disrespectful person that's disrespecting all the women in the house than the person that hasn't been bothering us because we felt like he was boring or here for the money or whatever. Like, he's just sliding by. Like, I felt their reasoning was weird. And so then they couldn't choose between the girls, so it's between Nisa and Key, and I feel like they're just going to send Nisa home because Brian went home, which is still weird because she probably wasn't even up to go home. So it's just like I said, this show just needs more structure and more direction, and it'll be okay, because it's just like everything that's going on is just like it's strange. So yeah, Brian goes home, Nisa's upset, everybody's confused because they're like, if we're not supposed to be here for matches, then it's like shit, they might as well went on baddies or something and just fought for fun. Temptation Island where they can just have sex or Too Hot to Handle. Like, this supposed to be Love Cabin, but y'all getting rid of the people that are finding love or whatever, so it's weird. Yeah, this episode, it wasn't really talking about nothing. The person they eliminated, I don't agree with it. I feel like Thantos should have gone home. Thantos or John, I guess, since they were the two that were up. And yeah, I feel like Thantos was just reaching with this whole Bree Cat stinking thing because nobody really cared about it. But next week, we see Thantos versus John, and then we also find out who went home between Kiera or Nisa. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if either, Nisa or Kiera went home. It don't really seem like anybody else is really checking for Kiera, and Ray J probably feels like she's boring, or Ray J is just gonna be like, oh, Brian left, I'm gonna just send Nisa home, because Ray J is weird. So who knows what's just gonna happen. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this episode. So when y'all see next episode, I'm gonna see next episode, and I'm gonna be back on here talking my ish about it again. So until the meantime, just make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, all that.